Hey, good evening, family. It's Granddaddy. Granddaddy says what? It's Wednesday, which is Word Wednesday, when I get to share a quote with you. So here's the quote for today. I hope you like it. The world does not have a definition for righteousness or sinfulness that is acceptable to God. Let me say that one to you again. The world does not have a definition for righteousness or sinfulness that is acceptable to God. So, what do I mean by that? Well, it's simple. We try to define what is good and bad based on our perspective, our individual circumstance or situation, what we feel would be right, or what we feel is wrong. And by doing this and having this basically what you used to call, I think it was situational ethics, we fall far short of what God deems as right or wrong. Because often when we choose what we define as righteousness or what we define as sinfulness, what we are doing is making a bracket or putting in guardrails that allow us to feel good. There was this book written by Jerry Bridges a little while ago, and it was called Acceptable Sins. That's right, you heard the title, Acceptable Sins. And in that particular book, he defined all of these things that we Christians call right, but are actually wrong. So is cheating actually right? Is telling a little white lie actually right? Or is that sinful in the sight of God? I'm not going to ask you to be the judge to that. I'm going to say, let God's word be the judge. So when we're trying to define whose standards we should live up to, of course they're God's. And because his standards are so much higher, or as he puts it, my ways are not your ways and my thoughts are not your thoughts, that's what God said, we need to decide that we have to come in line with him. And the only way to come in line with him is to come in line with Jesus, where Christ is leading the way for you, because that's what he came for. He came to take care of our sin issue that we have with the Father, to take care of this whole idea of making us right through his blood and eliminating our sin through his blood, so that those our sin might be cast into the sea of forgetfulness and we might be declared righteous in the sight of God. Well, that's it. And remember, the world does not have a definition for righteousness or sinfulness that is acceptable to God.